So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here we go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And I think the ball's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Ultra. Ready.
They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Check smash. Ready.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
Here we go.
From the 32 now. Here's first and 10.
Fight 60.
Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Edo blue.
Second down. Here's Mostert again.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Here's Jackson.
13 yards, the tally on the return there. And the Jets will take over.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Finding space at the 40.
Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there. And he did a lot of that on that play.
He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25.
Okay,
The
right.
Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
The score, Jets 20, Dolphins nothing.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 19-yard line.
Ready.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
And Charles, what a battle this is within the division, because these guys, they've got the lead, but on the other side of the field, they're knocking on the door and trying to equal them in the wins category.
And I love that second part that you talked about, equaling them in the wins category, because if somehow you get down to the end of the year and they're tied in record, head-to-head's always the first tiebreaker. So the winner of this game, they'll have a big advantage. When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Here we go.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Now Hill to return it. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And going deep for Hill. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Dolphins are able to strike.
Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
New York offense taking over for their next possession.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles.
In your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Alpha. Wahoo.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Wilson. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
218. Chopper, Charlie.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Exit. Go, go.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Being chased out left. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the first.
Let's go. C6.
1st and 10.
Ready, go.
Off play action. Wilson.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
The Jets had a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they coming off their very first loss of the season, suffered a week ago.
So now we can all take that chasing the 1972 Dolphins, take it and throw it right out the window, right? But let's face it, not many teams talk about that or even have interest in it. All they want to do right now is bounce back after that loss.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
White.
Tua going to throw.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted.
Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position.
97 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now. 66. Bullet. 100.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York.
Breece Hall, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets take a 3-touchdown lead.
And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
Their own 14-yard line.
Down.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Yeah, can he put it aside? Let's find out.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Strike.
Ready?
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Go. Box trot. Ready, go.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Elijah Moore, 25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Jets are able to add on to their first half lead.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The try here for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he fires one incomplete.
Another not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Hurry. Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends. And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Topper. Sit.
Play action. It's Wilson.
He dumps this one off here to Hall.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved.
He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown.
A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Set. Ready.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolled.
And now off to the races down the right side. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Breece Hall.
88 yards. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Claws raised.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
Tackle on that play by Quinnen Williams. Well, you're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
Trouble, 38. Set.
Second down, here's Mostert again.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
Hey,
after the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Ready.
On the handoff, this is Mostert.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Set, cut.
They'll stay on the ground with Mostert.
9 good yards here on the run, and now 3rd down.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Black shot.
Out of the gun on third down. Here's Tua. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And the Jets are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now it's Wilson. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Here's Wilson. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away.
And this returnable for Hill.
"21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10.
Hey, check mega. Blue check. Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Ready.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Tua. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Carl Lawson. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
Steal. Black. Set. Go.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Getting this out to the flat, Mostert.
And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And I believe that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit, because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
Here we go. Here we go. Hut, hut.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And now here is another interception.
And the Jets are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
Well, they definitely figured out something defensively at halftime, Charles. That's now 2 drives and 2 interceptions here in this 3rd quarter.
And I think the easy thing for us to say is, boy, they made an adjustment, didn't they? Or they showed him something different. I'm not so sure it's that as much as maybe he's just been impatient and forced the ball a little bit. In any event, as you noted, back-to-back interceptions thrown.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Now Wilson. Dancing to his left. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line.
61.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Now Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Got it.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Smoke. Ready.
Here's Wilson. He gets it complete to Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46.
Now he's into the clear again.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's more. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go now. Haywood.
To throw again is Wilson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive.
And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Ready? Go.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3. This offense so far on 3rd down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
97.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here we go.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down.
6. Mega. Hey, go steal.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. This is brought in at the 21. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Come on, set.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. Oh, they're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they're down huge in this game.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Set.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Wilson to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Okay,
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson. That's caught by Jackson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 27-yard line. Paul want to give up the middle. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Paul again on 2nd down.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Come on, set.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Strikers, 3, red, yellow. Blue strikers. Set.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
They'll run right side with Mostert.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Ready.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
230 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. On first down, right back to Hall.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Oh, Wilson going to throw. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jackson. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion.
But they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start. And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Here we go, here we go.
Now a toss coming right side. It's Hall. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Ready.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to do.
And he loses the football a second time. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he's got his guys set up great now. First and goal. And the Pigs get at the 7-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve. Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Scene 6, echo. Hut.
Wilson wants to throw it. Toward the pylon, caught.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.